If you find yourself constantly struggling to eat the right foods at night, or maybe you just simply want to stop overeating and ruining your diet plan every single night, then applying the tips from this video will definitely help you out. I'm going to go over 10 real nighttime habits that are making you fatter. And you're going to want to stick with me for this entire video, at least for the next couple minutes, because by simply changing these habits, you could save yourself hundreds of calories per day. You can avoid late night binge eating, and you can ultimately burn more fat. For the first one, let's start with dinner. A really bad habit that people have when prepping dinner is that they pick at their food and other snacks. This is a bad habit that's easy to understand. If you're really hungry and you could smell the aroma of delicious food cooking, you're gonna start grabbing random things and eating them. There's two potential solutions for this problem. The first one is to only allow yourself to eat seated at the dinner table. This can definitely help some of you, but it does involve willpower, so an even better solution would be to have meals prepped in advance. I recommend you have 3 days worth of meals already prepped and ready to go, so when you get hungry, you can just grab your meal, heat it up, and eat it. This way, you get rid of that hunger and prevent binge eating and picking. Aside from prepped meals, fast cooking options like frozen veggies and instant rice can really help too. The best options are ones that limit the involvement of your willpower. Studies suggest that willpower is a limited resource. Wrestling with your cravings and emotional eating tendencies can become a problem. An example of wrestling with your cravings would be doing things like repeating, "I'm not hungry," or "I'm not going to pick at food," instead of just eating a satiating, healthy meal and feeling full. An even bigger losing battle would be trying to overcome emotional eating at the effect level. Instead, you would want to try to prevent emotional eating at the cause, not at the effect. One bad nighttime habit that causes emotional eating is staying up at night scouting through other people's social media pages. When I say social media, I mostly mean Facebook and Instagram and other platforms like that. If you're using a search engine trying to find ways to better your body or to better your life, that's completely different. Most people's social media accounts like Facebook and Instagram are filled with superficial pictures that depict a fake, perfect life. One study found that Facebook use was linked to both less moment-to-moment happiness and less life satisfaction. Staying up all night going through everyone's perfect Facebook life can trigger a round of emotional binge eating. There's nothing wrong with using Facebook as a way to connect with your friends, and there are obviously other triggers for emotional eating other than Facebook, but by limiting late night social media consumption, you can help prevent late night junk food consumption. Speaking of staying up late at night, the next bad habit is just not knowing when to call it a night and go to sleep. Whether you're just lying around mindlessly scrolling through Netflix, playing video games, or twiddling your thumbs, you're more likely to want to fix your boredom with food. Go to sleep. As with most rules, there are exceptions to this. If you're 100% focused on getting a project done, then you won't be thinking about eating snacks every 5 seconds. But you also want to go to sleep because study after study shows a lack of sleep is associated with higher BMI levels and a larger belly. Not getting enough sleep leads to increased ghrelin levels, which is our hunger hormone, and decreased leptin levels, which is our satiety hormone. Try your best to get at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep per day. The next bad nighttime habit that you may have is drinking wine and other alcoholic beverages too often. It's one thing to have a glass of wine on weekends or one night per week, but if you're kicking back a couple glasses every night, you're in trouble. Not only is wine filled with sugar and calories that'll spike your insulin levels, but according to a report in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition, drinking alcohol causes people to eat an extra 384 calories daily. Whether their exact number of 384 calories is correct or not doesn't matter. We've all felt more sensitive to food aromas, and we've all experienced less willpower to resist cravings after a few drinks. Point is, you can have alcohol, just do it in moderation. Moving on, another bad habit you may have is you choose bad snacks. I know so many people that try to curb their late night cravings with things like frozen yogurt, trail mix bars, and Weight Watcher brownies. A lot of these products are not only high in sugar and filled with artificial sweeteners, but also their macros flat out suck. You want to pick snacks that are higher in protein and vegetables because they'll fill you up. There are options with better macros like pure protein bars, natural jerky, especially homemade jerky can be a really awesome snack, Quest makes protein chips, and you could have powdered peanut butter like PB2 with celery or with an apple. All of these snacks have much better macros, and that's another bad habit that you may have, not prioritizing certain food groups and macros over others. A great strategy for losing weight and body fat is to actually feel full and satisfied so you don't crave junk food. Eating a whole bunch of vegetables first can help fill you up when you're hungry. After vegetables, your second priority should be protein. Even if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, there are plenty of high protein options you can fill your plate with and your stomach with. And after having your veggies and your protein, you can move on to natural carbs and fruit. And then finally, when you're done with all that, you can move on to snacking, because if you're not already full, it shouldn't really take much. Another bad habit regarding being full is eating your food too fast. It takes at least 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain that it's full. A study in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association found that slow eaters took in 66 fewer calories per meal. Also, compared to the faster eating group, the people in the slower eating group felt like they had eaten more. Look, I'm not trying to tell you there's an exact number of times you need to chew your food before swallowing, but the point is, when you're eating, don't forget to come up for air. It's not a race. Another bad habit could be exercising really late at night before bed. Exercising right before bed can prevent you from getting to sleep, which, like I already talked about, sleep is very important to prevent you from eating from boredom and for your hormones. Some people will be able to do a workout before they go to bed and they'll sleep like a baby, while others will feel wired, especially if they had a pre-workout or coffee before working out. Not exercising at all is also a bad habit, because exercising earlier in the day will almost guarantee a better night of sleep. We only have 2 more bad nighttime habits I want to go over, and this is one that I hope most of you are not making, but I have to mention it because a lot of people might be making this mistake, and that's eating healthy microwavable frozen dinner meals like lean cuisine and lean pockets and things like that. Remember to always check the ingredients of whatever it is that you're eating. So-called healthy meals like lean cuisine are actually not very good for fat loss. You'd be much better off prepping your own meal with the right portions and real fresh ingredients. The very last nighttime habit that you want to break is stressing out. So many people spend the night planning every last detail of their next day and stressing about what they have to do tomorrow, what might go wrong the next day or in the next week. And not only does this prevent sleep, but it also will increase cortisol, which is a stress hormone that isn't very good for fat loss, nor is it good for building muscle. On top of that, most of the things that you stress about involve you projecting yourself into the future, meaning that most of those things may never even happen. Stress does not fix problems, so take action on things that you can control and forget about what you can't. For example, if you have to be at work or class early the next day, set an earlier alarm and bring yourself back to enjoying the present moment. Don't get caught up in your thoughts about the future, because most of those may never even come true. If you feel stressed out, a hot bath or shower, meditation, and a consistent exercise routine can greatly help with relieving stress. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you out. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, if you really want to kickstart and change your habits, visit my website, where I'm running a 6-week challenge right now that includes an accountability coach that guides you through the entire program, as well as a full diet and workout strategy for 42 days. And as long as you're willing to follow and stick to the plan consistently, you can get all of the challenge material for free. To learn more, click the link below and visit my website. Or you can just visit www.gravitytransformation.com. I hope this helped, and I hope to see you guys next time. Pump it.